Studio microphone. Break your limits, stop doubting yourself. Motivational English Story 1 plus our narrative. Soft piano begins. The sound of rain tapping on a window. A calm, inspiring voice speaks. Cloud with rain. Prologue. The storm within. Sometimes, the loudest battles are not fought on battlefields, but inside our own minds. Doubt, fear, the whisper that tells us, you're not good enough. This is the story of a man who spent his life listening to that whisper. Until one day, he finally decided to silence it forever. Sunrise Chapter 1. The Man Who Gave Up Too Soon. Ethan Parker was an ordinary man in an ordinary city. He had dreams once, big ones. He wanted to become a writer, to tell stories that could change lives. But as years went by, life buried those dreams under bills, failures, and quiet disappointments. He worked a job he didn't love, surrounded by people who told him that dreaming was foolish. Be realistic, Ethan, they'd say. You'll never make a living with words. And Ethan started to believe them. He began to doubt himself, little by little, until doubt became his comfort zone. Sun behind small cloud. Chapter 2. The Voice of Fear. Every morning, as he looked at his reflection in the mirror, he saw a man pretending to live. He smiled, but his eyes betrayed him. The fire that once burned in them had turned to ash. He'd wake up, go to work, come home, scroll through social media, and fall asleep wondering why he felt so empty. One night, unable to sleep, he opened an old notebook. Inside were pages from a time when he believed he could be someone great. Stories, poems, dreams. He read the words and whispered, "What happened to you?" And somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice answered, "You stopped believing." Fire. Chapter 3. The Spark Returns. The next morning, Ethan did something small but brave. He woke up an hour earlier, made coffee, and sat down to write again. At first, his hands trembled. The words felt clumsy, forced, uncertain. He almost quit, but a small voice inside said, "Keep going." He wrote a single page. Then another. And soon, the sun was rising outside his window. For the first time in years, he felt alive. But the moment he tried to share his work online, that familiar doubt returned. What if no one likes it? What if I'm not good enough? Still, he pressed post. And that simple act, of choosing courage over comfort, changed everything. Rainbow. Chapter 4. The Climb. Days turned into weeks. Ethan wrote every morning before work, even when he was tired, even when no one read his stories. He stopped chasing approval and started chasing progress. And every time fear whispered, "You can't," he replied, "Watch me." His coworkers laughed. His friends said he was wasting time. But Ethan didn't care anymore. He had discovered something more powerful than their opinions. Self-belief. Runner. Chapter 5. The Race. One evening, Ethan went jogging through the park. He noticed a young man struggling to run, gasping for air, stopping every few steps. Ethan slowed down and asked, "You okay?" The young man nodded. I'm not built for this. I'm too weak." Ethan smiled. "You're not weak. You just stopped before your limit." The boy frowned. "What do you mean?" "Your limit," Ethan said, "isn't where your body gives up. It's where your mind tells you to stop. Break that, and you'll see who you really are." Those words weren't just for the boy. They were for Ethan himself. That night, he realized, he'd been running from life his whole time. Now, he was finally running toward it. High Voltage. Chapter 6. The Breakthrough. Months passed. Ethan's stories began to reach people. Comments flooded in. "This gave me hope. I really needed this today. Your words changed how I see myself." Ethan cried as he read those messages. He realized that the gift he once doubted was now touching lives around the world. He had broken his limits. Not because he was stronger or smarter, but because he stopped doubting his potential. He simply kept going when it was easier to quit. Sunrise. Chapter 7. The Message to You. Maybe you're like Ethan. Maybe you have dreams you've buried under fear, responsibility, or pain. Maybe you've convinced yourself that it's too late, that you're too old, too tired, or too far gone. But listen carefully. It's never too late to become the person you were meant to be. Your dreams didn't die. They're waiting for you to believe again. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need to start, and not stop. Because every time you push past fear, every time you silence doubt, you rewrite your story, and that's how greatness begins. Shooting star epilogue. Break your limits. Soft piano returns. NNJN. Ethan's story isn't special because he succeeded. It's special because he tried. You see, the greatest victory in life isn't fame, or money, or applause. It's waking up every morning and saying, I believe in myself. So wherever you are right now, remember this. You are stronger than your excuses. You are bigger than your fears. And your limits, they're just lies your mind tells you. It's time to break them. It's time to live. It's time to believe again. Music swells. Screen fades to black. Dash. Candle the end.